Oh, hello, everyone. This is going to be an interview with a student who participated in Education USA Academy this past year. And I'll let her introduce herself in just a minute. But briefly first, I'll say my name is Eric Christensen. I work at World Learning. World Learning works in cooperation with the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, to plan and coordinate the Education USA Academy network overall. So this is a 2 to 4 week long program at US colleges and universities that aims to get international high school students interested in university level study in the US and to provide the tools so that they can access opportunities to study at university in the US. So we're doing this video for prospective Academy students and their parents so that they can actually kind of hear directly from someone who has gone through the program. So I will introduce Madeleine, or actually I'll let her introduce herself. Madeleine, do you want to share your name, where you live, and where you studied last summer?
Hi.
Hi, Madeleine. Can you share your name and where you live and where you studied?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Madeleine Balaraco. I'm from Ecuador, and I attended a summer program, Education USA Academy at UMass Amherst.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about the program and what your experience was like. Can you just describe what a typical day was like while you were at the University of Massachusetts?
Yeah, sure. I stayed in UMass for 3 weeks and a half, almost 4 weeks. And we had class in the morning, then we had lunch, and then class again until 4 p.m. We got all the afternoon, 4 p.m. to do stuff like going out, knowing the city, the town, go and eat something. I love pizza, so I used to go and eat pizza every day. And also just like go to the movies. And also the university held some kind of activities like going to the movie theater, playing laser tag and that stuff.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. Can you talk a little bit in more detail about the classes that you took? What things were you studying?
Okay. Mainly, we were preparing ourselves to study in the U.S., knowing the culture, know words. With our teacher, do application and tools to public speaking, and we practice a lot with TED Talks, and also we were just using tools like not about the culture of Massachusetts.
Great, great. And so do you feel like you got some tools or some skills that will let you apply to university in the US in the future if you decide to do that?
Completely. Like just beginning with the essay would improve all the things that I was thinking of writing in my essay. When I changed it totally because all the advice gave us help us to improve our writing. As non-native speakers, we can commit mistakes, so she helped us a lot. And even all the life we're gonna have in the US is gonna be different than the life we have now. So yeah, it will help me a lot.
Good, good. And part of the program is going out and visiting different universities near where you're studying, right? So what colleges or universities did you visit while you were participating in the academy?
We went to Amherst College, to Mount Holyoke, and we went to Hampshire College. Those three universities that we visited, but I prefer Hampshire College because it's a liberal arts college, and it's like my career is real. It's a big field.
Sorry, Madeleine,
Science.
I think the connection was bad for a minute. Can you say that again about your field?
Yeah, that this university has a really good field in social science, so I'm really interested in that one.
Great, great, that's awesome. I'm going to ask you in a few minutes about your interests and your future goals. But first of all, I want to ask you a couple more questions about UMass Amherst and your experience there. And one question is about the dormitories on campus. So that was part of the experience also, right? You lived in a dormitory with other students. Can you tell us what that was like?
I had a roommate. It was a double room, and it's really nice because you're sharing with another person. Maybe, well, personally, I'm not used to sleep and like being with another person in a room, but that was great because you can have new experiences. So yeah, we had a really good relationship. I mean, we never argued about anything. And yeah, and when she left, she gave me a piece of paper saying thank you for everything. You were great, and that was really nice. But yeah, living with another person is not a problem. You only have to know that you're gonna share things, patient, and just relax.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. Thank you. Can you tell us about the other students who were there with you, the other Education USA Academy students?
Yeah.
Where were they from? You know, what were they like?
Okay. Well, there were people from around the world, from Russia, from Bulgaria, from Vietnam, from UAE, Honduras, China, Japan, many different parts of the world. And I'm really thankful because I could make really good friends there. We're really good friends, and we spend a lot of time together. We were dancing, we were singing, we were sharing experiences, sharing stories, and it was really great. I think that one of the best parts of the program is that you're gonna meet people from around the world who will teach you about their cultures. You're gonna know, even learn a little about their language. Is great, and the food and everything. Yeah.
That's great. So you had a chance to learn not just about the U.S. and U.S. culture, but also from people from a lot of different places around the world too.
Yeah.
Great. And are you still in contact with them?
Yeah, I am. Like just this week, there was the birthday of one of us, and we were just saying happy birthday, and sometimes we do video calls to talk about our week, our high school, how's everything going, and that's great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're still in contact with them. I want to ask about the travel involved in participating in this program. So I think for a lot of students who participate in the academy or who are thinking about participating in this program, it's the first time that they have traveled on their own, and in some cases it's the first time that they've traveled overseas. Can you tell us what it was like to travel on your own from Ecuador to the US? Just what was the process like? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous. At first, yeah, it was because it was my first time, first going to the US and leaving my home country. So it was a little bit difficult for me. But then, well, when you are traveling, maybe that was my second time in a plane. So it was, yeah, weird. But then you get used to that, and when you arrive to the university, all the nervous go away because you feel well in the university, and then everything goes right. Like, you are spending time with friends, you are knowing something, you're learning a lot, and you're knowing another cultures and that stuff. So if you're gonna travel, don't worry, you're gonna do fine. And the first thing you have to think is that you're gonna have great experiences. That's the main point.
Yeah, good, good. I'm glad that everything went smoothly for your travels. And so, I mean, what happened when you arrived at the airport? Did you fly into Boston?
We had first I had to travel to Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador, 5 hours, and then took the plane with two guys from Quito. We went from Quito to Miami, and then we took another plane from Miami to Boston. And in Boston, the university staff went to pick us there. So then we went to the university. From Boston to Amherst were like 2 hours driving. Yeah.
Okay, so a long trip, but manageable. Yeah. And there were staff waiting for you at the airport when you arrived.
Yeah.
Good, good. That's something that's common across all of the academy programs, is that when students arrive at the nearest airport, we make arrangements for staff to be there waiting for the students and to accompany them back to campus and make sure that they get, checked into the dormitory and oriented. So I'm glad to hear that went smoothly for you when you traveled to Massachusetts this past summer.
Yeah, there's always someone that is gonna be helping you. Like, they care about you. They ask you how are you doing, what do you like about the past activity we held, what you didn't like, and that stuff. So don't worry, you're gonna be fine. And don't feel like if you're gonna be away from your parents, you're gonna be sad or you're gonna be in danger. No, you're not.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. Thank you. Can you tell us where are you right now in terms of finishing high school? How many years of high school do you have left?
Well, actually, I finished high school this March, and I'm already graduated. I am set in the US. I just took my SAT and TOEFL, and I'm waiting for the results. So I'm in that part of the program, well, in the process that I have to pick the universities and send the applications. I'm in that part. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this course.
Okay, so you're in the middle of the process. You know when you expect
Yes.
your SAT scores?
Well, they should have been here 2 days ago, but I'm gonna call them because I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you best of luck. I hope you get excellent scores.
Thank you.
And tell us what universities are you interested in applying to?
Well, in my list, I have Berea College, Fresno State University in California. I have Skidmore College. I have California Lutheran University.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
That's great. How did you come up with this list? How did you decide on those institutions?
Okay. Actually, I am part of a program held by Education USA. So I'm a scholar of opportunity funds, and I have and they help me with that stuff. They help me to pick up the universities, to be prepared for the exams, and even to send applications. That's why they helped me a lot with that.
Great, great. Yeah, that sounds like a really excellent source of support.
Yes.
And have you thought about what you are interested in studying, what your major might be?
Yeah, I want to major in international relations, but also I want to study something about business, maybe, I don't know, economics, business, and a minor in education or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Great, great.
Yeah.
Good, that's good. And the good thing is that you have some time at the beginning of your university study to kind of explore different areas and figure out what you want to major in, right? So sometimes people change their majors.
Yeah, that's why I really like the US educational system. Major or to have minors. In most universities here, you can't. I only know one university here that does that. So in the United States, you can do that. You can study what you want. Maybe if there are 5 things you love, you can study all of them, and that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So thinking about the process that you're going through now of applying to universities, I mean, first of all, you decided which universities you were interested in, and then there's the step of actually, you know, filling out the applications, making your case. What did you learn from Education USA Academy that is helping you put together strong applications?
They taught us about, as I said, the culture in the United States and how's life there. Like, maybe if you go as an international student, maybe you're not gonna know how everything goes. I mean, the social interaction maybe, and you have to be aware of that. So in one of the classes that we had, we talked about this, about it, about how can you have that cultural shock maybe, and how some things that are not, they don't seem really important, but they are, to develop yourself in that for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying you got a strong sense of what it's like to be on a U.S. campus and to meet other people and kind of the whole university experience. Is that what you're saying?
Some people can think that if you're gonna apply to a summer program or even to study university in the U.S. as an international student, you're not gonna have friends, but that's not true. You're gonna have friends. You're gonna meet new people that are really kind and outgoing, easygoing, and that stuff. So you can make friends.
Yeah, good, and that's very important too. Actually, when you're going to a place that's new, is making friends. Absolutely. So another question that relates to the process of applying for university in the U.S. A lot of universities in the U.S. can be very expensive. Tuition and fees can be high. But on the other hand, there are a lot of opportunities for scholarships and financial aid. So can you tell us, you know, did you learn about that during the program?
Yeah, like I'm looking for scholarships. That's the main focus I have on each university, because I'm not able to cover the full tuition of 4 years of university in the United States. You know, it's a little bit expensive. So yeah, we learn about that in the program, that if you're looking for scholarships, one of the best things you can do is to send emails to the universities to ask them directly if they have a scholarship for international students and need-based for them. So that's something that we learned, and it's really helpful. I'm doing that currently. Yeah, and it's really good.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that you're putting into practice some of those things that you learned during the program.
Yeah.
Thinking back on was it 3 weeks that you spent in Massachusetts?
Yeah, almost 4.
Almost 4. Okay. So what do you think what was the either the most important thing that you learned from the program, or just the most memorable thing that happened while you were there?
Well, maybe one thing is how I could meet people from around the world. And sometimes we have stereotypes in our minds that people from Asia are like this, people from, Arabs are like, and you meet those people, those people, you can see that they are not as you think. And how, like, only through this language, through English, you can make friends, you can meet those people that share this language, even though their native language is another one. But how you can share everything, your culture, your story, your experience, your background. That's something that I really appreciated. It changed my mind totally. And that's something that, like, in the United States, you can, oh yeah, people from around the world meet there. So it's your opportunity to go there and share that too. That's something great.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's great. So looking ahead to next year, I mean, one reason we're doing this video is to give potential Academy students kind of a sense of what the program would be like for those who are interested in it, interested in university in the US. If you had one piece of advice to give a student who's thinking about participating in the academy, who's really interested in going to university in the US, what advice would you have?
Well, if you're looking forward to apply to summer program in the US, like, I think that you must, because you are gonna learn not only about academic stuff that is gonna be really helpful during during college, sorry, but also you're gonna spend time with people that will we thought will teach you a lot of things. Like, you're gonna change, you're gonna come back home with a different view of the world, and that's really valuable. You're not gonna be disappointed about it. You're gonna invest your time.
Yeah, thank you. That's great advice. Well, Madeleine, thank you so much for sharing about your experiences last summer and your advice for potential students in the future. Is there anything else that you want to share before we wrap up the interview?
No, that's all.
Okay. Well, I hope you keep in touch with us. Let us know how your college applications go. We want to hear what your plans are. And I want to say, for people who are listening, who are watching this, I want to encourage everyone to check out the website for this program, which is www.edusaacademy.org. We also have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, and we're sharing a lot of videos and photos that students took during the Academy sessions this past summer. So check those out. There are also 2 Academy sessions that are happening in January and February of 2018. So if you are a student who has an academic schedule where you have some time in January and February, there are Academy sessions that are happening at that time also. The other sessions are happening in June, July, and August of 2018. So check out the website and the social media. And Madeleine, thank you again so much for your time. And
You're welcome.
Take care.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.